Super. So let's begin. I've got the recording going. Let's begin with a little check-in. Anybody have a Bizergetics awareness or insight or idea or sometime when you were aware of energetics at work, at play? Anyone have anything to share? Sally.
Well, I thought it was really interesting because last week we were reaching out to someone, and actually someone reached out to me from LinkedIn, which is something that rarely happens. And so I really felt like the Bizergetics energy underneath that it wasn't just me reaching out to someone last week, but it actually on the energetic level inspired someone to reach out to me. So I loved that it was LinkedIn, because again, the name LinkedIn. So I just thought that was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Reaching out energetically makes us put it in the energetic field. I'm reaching out. I'm reach outable. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Sally.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a Bizergetics awareness, a Bizergetics win, a Bizergetics insight? Sometime when you noticing this energetic field kind of going on underneath and among what you were doing. Lily, I saw a thumbs up and a hands up. So I'm going to call on you and assume that one of
Because
those is your hand.
I couldn't tell the difference in which picture and why wasn't it working. And another thing on Zoom. Okay, so I was in a training, accessibilities yoga teacher training, and we were discussing variations for the boat pose. I said, oh, I have a picture on my 52 frames profile of my modification of the boat pose. And it was like really cool because I've slowly been adding to all these variety of pictures. I sometimes build up my own themes, and I've been doing my accessibilities yoga, and that also will bode me well when I want to carry forth with my swaddle yoga, which I began developing in one of your other iterations. And then they'll always go, oh, that's the person who had the modified yoga poses.
Yes. That connection. That's awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
Excellent. Anyone else? All right. Well, I'll move forward with our play for today. I have been very aware of the energetics of going with the flow. Some of you may have seen that I had I've been having email problems, as many of you know, and I decided that I was just going to play my way into reconfiguring things. And the good news is that overall things do seem to be better on a new server. But the whole Artella store was down most of the weekend, which happened to be when I was doing an introductory 48-hour flash sale on the new classes coming up. Not the best timing, but in divine timing, all is right. So I'm finding the energetics of going with the flow. And yeah, I'm feeling that there are no accidents. And I think that that's really important in life and in business, that there are no accidents, that we can create meaning from anything, that we can pull in. There's a great quote that I wanted to share. Where did I put it? This is from the book Van Gogh's Bad Cafe by Frederick Touton. And the quote is this: experience is nothing, just raw earth. Only experience transmuted by the imagination gives significance to the experience. Put that in the chat. So it's when we're looking at, well, what possibility could this open? That's trust. That's trusting the energetic field. It's trusting ourselves. It's trusting that we're not alone, that we're co-creating our blissnesses. We're co-creating with source and spirit and something so much greater than us. We have one more week of Bizergetics, and then we go right into the next program, which will take us into December. It's called Play Money. I'm putting this link in the chat. And I mentioned it last week, but to me, it seemed like a really an apt next step after Bizergetics, because here we are, we're playing with marketing and finding the connection, the energetic field of reaching out and reaching in, and people reaching out to us and putting ourselves out there and experimenting. And money is one area where things can kind of, it's like, oh, okay, the energetic works in terms of visibility and in terms of ease and talking about myself and making it, making connections, but not necessarily when it comes to money. And since that's such a sticking point, thought it would be really fun to see if we can completely change the way that money sits in our system. And so rather than healing our money stories, we're going to be playing with money right here in the present right now, so that we change our experience of what money is to us, and we change our association with money. So Play Money starts next week. The link is, no, 2 weeks. We have one more Bizergetics week. It's in this time slot. The link is in the chat. It's also part of the bundle, which is ends tonight at midnight. So if you're interested in the other courses that are going on, that, and they all are recorded too, if you're interested in that, today's a good day to grab that. All right, so moving forward. Oh, Lily, you have a question, it looks like.
I just want to highlight very briefly, there's an amazing tiny little video that goes around on Facebook where Vincent van Gogh, his name is pronounced Van Gogh, is awakened, in the 20th or 21st century, whichever one we're in. And he's totally unaware that any of his artwork has been successful. And talk about money, his brother supported him while he was painting and everything. And he goes to a gallery and everybody is oohing and eyeing. It's like filled with his work, magnificently displayed in an art show. And he's just stunned and he cries. And so when you were talking about, putting ourselves out there and knowing, et cetera, sometimes you don't really know until you know. And then you have to believe.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's moving away from what we've been talking about, of moving away from cause and effect, right? Like, I do this, and so that means that this will happen. And if it doesn't, then that means, oh, this isn't working. And that either this isn't working leads to either, oh, it must not be meant to be, or, oh, I'll just give up, or what's the point? And because we are associating a direct relationship, a causal relationship between what we do and what we expect, instead of opening up to an acausal relationship to what we're putting in, what we're putting out, and what happens as a result.
I'm laughing because I never heard that word before. And David served my lunch while you were talking. If anybody, I just remembered the sci-fi TV show. It was, I think it's The Who or something like that, or Doctor Who. That if you just Google that in Facebook or ask me and I'll find the link. It is astounding. Everybody would love it.
Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. That's such a great reminder. That's fantastic. Anybody else have just something that is floating in your mind now before we dive in? It could be related to this idea of the acausal relationship between cause and effect. It could be about this idea of money as a sticking point. And what if we could throw it in a whole other different territory so that it could live in our systems in a different way? Anything anyone would like to share, something that this has brought up or something that you're resonating with? Karen.
Money is always a sticking point for people because it's like it's the point of it, but that isn't the point of it. The point of money is to buy something or help something. So money itself is not anything. It's made up. So when you're exchanging the energy that you put out to get money, then when that money comes to you, it has to keep moving. And so I think that's the part, the energy part, that it has to keep moving. You can't just, keep it here and think, well, I don't have enough yet. I don't have enough yet. And so often people, especially women, are not really used to keeping it going, keeping it flowing, because they don't think there'll be more. So I think being able to be playful with it is good.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And I love what Michelle was saying. Yeah, money's just paper with color. That's all it is. And that's what this play money really is about. Is, again, it's not about healing the story or healing our financial things. It's just about, hey, let's just play with money. Let's play with, this week it's a toy, this week it's a song, this week let's just play, so that all of a sudden we're associating. If we're making mobiles and little go-karts and paintings and finger painting, and if we're doing all of that around money, it's inevitable. It's going to mean something different to us, and it'll be fun. And yes, it's so easy to play with other paper and color and design that it's so easy. So why not? Karen, you had something else to add?
I do. I was reading a report not about a month ago about how people don't want to get, if they have money in their pocket and they have their credit card in their pocket, they're way more likely to pull out the plastic than to actually part with the money, even if they have the amount of money they need. So I think that's really interesting, because that's a hard thing.
Yeah, totally. That's really interesting. Sally had a hand up.
Well, I just find it really interesting because, speaking, and being like on the energetic level, like for money, for most of us, it causes like this contracting energy, or this not desiring, but like it's outside of us kind of energy. And yet words like, and energies, not words, but energies like abundance, like, where do I feel abundance? I feel it in my heart. When I think of money in terms of currency, I think of it energetically as a flow. And so I think it's so interesting how we kind of label and define it gives us the energetic experience of it. And so I just love playing with what energy feels best. And the energy that feels best for me is like, abundance or currency, because there's movement, there's expansiveness, and And the other thing that is so interesting to me about money is it's such a creative vehicle. Like it allows us, you know, a lot of creative channels, a lot of creative outlets. And you know, these are things that aren't really again, it's the focus tends to be quote on healing something instead of finding kind of that portal that makes us happy, you know, and playful. So that's what I wanted to share.
That's awesome. Yeah. Fantastic. Anyone else? Heather, hey.
Hi. Um, yes, I definitely would like to take the money workshop. And I was just kind of because I am struggling with money, and I know that it's all energetic, so I would like to focus on opening up that channel a little bit more and have confidence. I do have trust and confidence in the universe that everything will work out, but I'd like to really, like, I don't know, dig it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and my intention here is to sort of dig it up in a fun way. I mean, a lot of, you know, money and prosperity work out there can be kind of serious and kind of heavy and kind of, you know, kind of lack centric, which is sort of like kind of like not the point. It's sort of contradictory. Um awesome. Okay, yeah, Sally, please.
I just had one more thing because when Marnie, when you said, you know, to dig it up, you just said dig it up. And this is a painting from one of my favorite artists. You are the pot of gold, the treasure. So I just wanted to share that because when you said dig it up, I immediately thought of her. Like, we are the treasure.
Oh, I love that. The buried treasure. Fantastic. Very cool. Okay. So today anything else before we go on? Okay. Today I'm going to briefly introduce what our action is, and then we're going to do our energetic, and then we're going to have some time to play with our action, solo time. So our action today is about a video, being on video and making some kind of video of yourself. And you don't even have to share it if you don't want to. You know, there's a lot of talk about, you know, finding your voice, right? Finding your voice when you're writing about your projects or your business. And video, of course, in the age we live in, is all about finding your face too, and being comfortable with finding your face. And so today's action, once we kind of go into our action time, is to create a video, make a video of yourself, or it doesn't even have to be of you. It can be a video of something else, perhaps with you narrating. And you can think about where you might want to share it, but you don't have to. The key here, if video is new to you, is just to make it. It could be a video just for you. It could be a video to send to one person. It could be hopping on Facebook Live right now, just for the heck of it. And it could, what I'll do when we go off, if you're on your phone, if you like, you can disconnect and come back. I'll tell you what time to come back if you want to use your phone to just make a video and think about where you might share it. That is, as you know, that's the simple action, and I want to leave plenty of time to do that because I would love for us to come back for everybody to say, be able to say, I made a video about this. I made a video of me talking about, I made a video looking at, etc. And again, whether you do anything with it or not is up to you. But sometimes it's that kind of cause and effect thing that builds us up to think that things have to be perfect, right? If I'm going to be doing videos, if I'm going to be putting videos out there, they need to be perfect. And sometimes we just need to get into our system that, hey, I'm somebody who's comfortable on video or in video or behind video, finding that that place of confidence. So that's our action for today. Let me see if there are any just comments or questions about that. I'm keeping it obviously very open. And then we're going to do an energetic thing, and then we're going to go off. Yeah, Lily.
So I embodied that teaching about 1.5 years ago. And in a new program I was in, I shared a video that was better done than perfect. And the leader said, oh, I never thought about just doing a bad video. I'm like, lady, it's not a bad video. It's me
Jeez.
doing it better done than perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. In life, I mean, why does video have to be of our best moments, of our perfect polished moments? That's what percentage of life is really polished and perfect? Very little.
but in
And
addition to, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Lily.
And it's like, for instance, I didn't know if I had stuff on my mouth after my lunch here. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go back on video when I say this comment. But the other thing is that I was thrilled sharing my authentic self in that video and saying that you don't have to be perfect and you don't have a retake. Like I actually do press rewind, and ask my husband, okay, could you repeat that now? Because I just want to hear that again. And people can't be rewound like that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that when we receive other people's authenticnesses, it's nice to say, oh, what a lovely video, or I like how you did da, 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 instead of, oh, I could do a bad video too. They're not bad, they're real. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
look
my
what Michelle
gosh.
said. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's no such thing as a bad video, a real video, an authentic video. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Lily. And I kind of want to go to that teacher. But I'm glad that you knew that what you were doing was authentic and that you felt good about it. Heather has a hand up.
Yes, I have gotten really a lot better, like pretty good at just doing the perfectly imperfect, like with not just, I just woke up, I'm like, I'm like, oh, my phone's about to die, but I just want to get this message out, and people are like, you are so real, like that's what I like about you. And it just kind of keeps that ball rolling of like, let's keep the realness going, let's keep the inspired action going, and just showing up that way and being like, whatever, if you want to judge me, that's fine, but I'm just here. So it's rewarding.
Yes, awesome. Great. So once we do our little energetic, we'll go off into our corners. I'll let you know what time we're coming back. And that's your action. Make a video. Okay. If you're not sure what to do, if you're not sure where to start, here are a couple of ideas. Pick a quote you love. What's a quote that you love, and talk about it and why. Share something that that happened yesterday, a small little something. Invite somebody to play, invite somebody to do something along with you. take something that happens in this little energy game that we're going to do and share that. Talk about a favorite song and why it matters, a favorite song or a favorite book or a favorite movie. Ask a question. Ask a question and something that's on your mind. You know, these are some things of, if you have no idea where to start, those are some places to start. Okay, so we're going to do an exercise now, an energy game. And this is actually a writing. So make sure that you've got something to write with and on. And this energetic game is all about really plugging into the divine. And the divine, of course, can be absolutely anything. The divine is bigger. It's what's bigger than you. And that can mean anything that you'd like it to mean. It really is a way to connect to the energy, the energetic. So what I'm going to do, I'll just lay this out and then we'll jump into it. I'm going to give a prompt where I'm going to invite you to do a little bit of free writing about seeing the divine in a certain thing. So, for example, back to that same book that I just mentioned, Van Gogh's Bad Cafe, there's another great quote that says, "I look at the stars and see God's alphabet in the heavens." I look at the stars and see God's alphabet in the heavens. So a possible prompt in this exercise might be something like, I look at the stars and see the divine. And that would be your first prompt. And just to have just about a minute and a half of what that conjures up for you. How do you see the divine when you look at the stars? For example, I'm just talking you through this right now. And just to write just for a minute and a half for whatever comes. And then after you write, to then put down your pen, or you can hold on to it, close your eyes, and just connect and be with that sensation, be in that place of seeing the divine in the stars. And of course, you can alter the timings if you want, but what I'm going to be, what I'll sort of guide you through is I'll give you a prompt, about a minute and a half to capture something on paper, and then 2 minutes to just be with it. And this is kind of a meditation play, but it's light and it's fun, and just let that experience of divinity, of energy, let it play out. Take some breath as you do that. Let yourself feel the little bit of tingly vibrations. Just feel that connection. And then I'll give you another prompt. Of course, if you want, you can do the whole thing with your eyes closed. You can do the whole thing written if you like. But the timing that I'll be doing is a minute and a half of writing and then 2 minutes of being with and in and experiencing that feeling. And then we'll go to another prompt. Okay. If you have some background music that you'd like, that's easy to put on, that might be nice just to sort of help create a soothing mood and space. I'll just give you a moment in case you'd like to do that while I blow my nose. I finally figured out why my allergies were keeping a bunny, and I finally realized that I'm allergic to the bunny. And that's why my allergies have been so blah. So I'm going to blow my nose. Michelle's icon. That's pretty cute. All right. So I'm first just invite us to like just kind of take a moment. Let's just take some breaths. Let's take 5 deep breaths together. And I invite you to pick up your pen or your marker. I look at my home and see the divine. I see it in, I look at my home and see the divine. I see it in, and now move to your eyes, close your eyes and be there. Connect to the divine. I look at my home and I experience the divine. I see it in, Here's the next prompt. I look to my right now, and I see the divine. I see it in. I look to my right now, and I see the divine. I see it in. And now take that in to experience it in your energy. Close your eyes. Experience that, the divine in that place, in that space. Here's the next one. I look at nature and see the divine. I see it in. I look at nature and see the divine. I see it in. And now close your eyes and move into being this experience. And here's the next one. I look at the things I love to do and see the divine. I see it in. I look at the things I love to do and see the divine. I see it in. And now move to your glorious imagination, your energetic portal, and be with this feeling. And here's the last one. I look to my own authenticity and I see the divine. I see it in, I look to my own authenticity and I see the divine. I see it in, and now move to closing your eyes and being with this in your authenticity, being with the divine that you experience in and around your authentic expression. All right. So now we're going to send ourselves off in this energy, connecting to the divine, 25 minutes. So let's come back at 20 minutes after the hour. And so it's 25 minutes. Make a video. Go make a video. If you hop off, come back on. And we'll see you at, let's see, I said 20 after, right? 20 after. I'll see you at 20 after and we'll share. All right, go for it. I'll stop the recording as well. Go make a video.